All right, everybody. Welcome back. Everybody. Oops. All right. Hope you're all having a good day. I had a little bit of a cold, but it's pretty well gone. I don't stay sick for very long. Lucky that way. I have pretty good immunities. So 2, 3 days maybe. That's it for me. And it's not major. So hope you're all having a fantastic day. We're going to be doing this cute little fluffy owl and a little bit on the colorful side, which I thought was kind of cool. And these are, this is from a commercial licensed that I have um, gotten this from. So I have the license for this, and that's why I can share it with you. So I have drawn it on my little, this is a 5x5 canvas panel, board canvas. So it's very hard. And it's pre-primed. And there's, I don't know if you can see that, but the texture's not that bad on it. It doesn't dip in too much, which is good. That is the one thing I struggle with, is a lot of texture on a canvas. So I thought it would be kind of cool to do this guy because of the different colors. A little bit different, a little more loose, I guess. So you're not focusing on every single little feather detail type of thing. It's more about brush stroke is what I like to get into a little bit more than the very detailed stuff. And I don't want to spend a lot of time on these small canvases. This is just to experiment with. These a painting a day challenge is to experiment in different things and to get more comfortable with working with canvases. So I think I've just drawn it on with just one of these mechanical Papermate. They're great. You don't have to sharpen them. And I think I could leave a white background if I wanted to, or you can put a different background on. And just looking at the colors here, trying to think what it's got: purples, it's got blues, it has a bit of orange. I could go. I could go green if I wanted to. Green pretty well goes with anything, is what I find. Let's see. I do love certain types of green, though. And one of the favorites, let's see, I know I have it on here somewhere, is sap green. I really do. It's a very natural color as far as nature. And I want to use up. This is almost done. And it's just starting to go. And I hate wasting stuff. Hate wasting paint. I'm very frugal. So what are you guys all up to? Let me know in chat or down below in the comments. Let me get get an idea what would you do for a painting a day? Would you stick to one theme or color, or would you mix it up the way I have? If you're not familiar with what I've been doing, you can check my shorts out. I put up a short every day so you can see what kind of painting I've done. I'm trying to kind of mix it up, doing a variation of topics, themes, and it's been interesting. Some I liked, some I struggled with, but I like a challenge, and you don't learn unless you challenge yourself. You want to get better, you need to challenge yourself. I'm going a little bit over top of my feathers here. I gotta go on the sides too. And I'll probably leave the stroke marks in the background also. I kind of like that look. Or you can soften them by taking a very soft, either a goat hair mop brush and just go over top of it before it starts to dry. And it gives you a nice blended softness to the look of the background. But I kind of like when you just kind of leave those marks in. They're interesting. We will make some darker areas around the bottom here on the sides. I do like to do the sides while I'm painting. So I've gone over the feathers a little bit. So now what I want to do is just dry this. And then we'll work on the owl. Now the paint that I am using is all artist grade. You could use craft paint if you want. Most of the paint is not soft body, but hard body. What do you call it? God. I'm losing my mind. Hard body? Is it? I don't know. I think so. But I know a lot of people use Liquitex. I do have some Liquitex and soft bodied. It works just as good. It's a little cheaper. Depends on the kind of thickness you want. Okay, that should do. So I want to stick with brush marks. So I think I'm going to start with the top of the head. So there's the guy we're doing. And he has a kind of a sienna color with a bit of, looks like could be buff, or you can just add some white to your paint. And looks like a really dark purple. So I have some dioxazine purple here. We can mix a little blue with it to change the color as far as cold or hot. I do have a little bit of Van Dyke Brown also for those really dark darks. And you could also mix the Van Dyke brown with a little bit of purple too. It almost looks like it there. I don't know if that's showing in the camera or not. So let's do, I'm looking at the marks. So when I'm looking at stuff like this, I'm thinking, okay, how am I going to make those marks? It's much easier to make those lighter areas than those small little dark areas. So to be able to do that, the easiest way would be to put the dark down first and then paint over top. So that's what I think I'm going to do that. All right, so let's put in, I'm going to get off. Okay, I have this angled Princeton Velvet Touch 1/4 inch, and we're going to mix up. It's a Van Dyke brown color, and it's got a little bit of purple in it. And we can probably even add a little bit of this sienna color. Change it up again. It's a nice color. It's fairly dark, so let's put this in, and we're just going to start off with the top part of his head here. And we will be changing some of this. And it kind of wisps up. So I'm just going to stroke it up. Got a little bit there. And it kind of I'm trying to cover as much of the texture of the canvas as I can. But remember, we're going to be putting quite a bit of layers on this, so don't get too caught up in having it just so. This is the first initial layer, which is the building blocks of the painting. So there's quite a bit of dark that comes up here. Kind of his, almost looks like his eyebrows in a way. So I'm going to put those in. And this is going to be done differently because that's the last marks. You're seeing the darker orangey color underneath it. So we'll do those later. We'll just concentrate on this part here. So I am going to put a little bit of this dark just around the eye here, where it's kind of darkens a little bit like that. Let's brighten you guys up a little bit. Let's see, is that too much? I want you to get the right color. All right. So the next part is that kind of a light orangey color almost. So the sienna color with some yellow or white, titanium white, should do. You just have to mix it up to the right value that you want. It's almost got a bit of yellow in it. I think we have to warm it up a bit, this yellow. That looks pretty good. All right. Now I think I'm going to take a smaller brush this time, and it's going to be one of these filberts, so it's a rounded end on it, and that's the mark I basically want. It's a nice brush to use for florals or painting feathers. And then we'll just start, let's start off with this. Now, it probably won't cover all of it, your brown, but we will be putting more layers on, so don't get too worried about it being absolutely covered. There will be more and more layers going on here. Cute. And you can always add a little bit more, change the color up a little bit, so there is a little bit more orange in this part here. So I'm just adding a little bit more sienna to the mix. That. Kind of goes down into the center between his eyes a little bit. Just dabbing. And then just dabs. Try and leave a little bit of that brown. And I'm going to add a little bit of white, more white to certain areas. You don't want it all the same color. So I've changed the look of it a little bit by adding that white. You can always go back and add, or if you don't like it, you can put more black on it, or that dark brown purple. Right, let's do a little bit more. I think I'm going to switch now back to my angled flat. I just want a few more spikies. Maybe a little bit more of the sienna color. Just mix it up. Down here might have a little bit more of that. Maybe a few in there. and some brown here and there. I'm going to wipe my brush off, get into that dark again, dark. Like that. Sweep it up a little bit. And just around here, around the edge of his eye, it's fairly dark. I'm just going to sweep it out. And we'll go over top of this with another color. So I think it actually goes into the more of a purple color as you go around the bottom part here. So I'm just dipping my brush in that just pure purple. Actually, that's not purple. This is purple. There. I'm just lightly doing it though. I'm not pressing down very hard with my brush. So I want it to have a little bit of that purple in there, just along the side. And we will be going over top of some of this with a lighter color. Okay, cute. All right, so I'm going to make a fairly light color as the background. So let's see, just around here, there's some fairly lighter areas, but there's purple over top of it. So the best way of painting that, we put the lighter down in this area, and well, you could do both areas, actually, the whole thing. And then we'll just do a section of yeah, we'll do a section of purple over top. So we want it fairly light. So the same mix that we had here for the top of the head, we can use that. And we'll just paint in most of this area, actually. And then there are some darker sections, but now you don't want to cover the eye, of course. And just flicking it outwards. Now, if you have a what they call a rake, or what's the other, comb brush, that would work too. And I think we'll put that in also. See how I'm kind of going over top of that dark. And you're kind of seeing that fuzzy edge, I guess you could call it. Now, if it's, don't worry if some of it's, let's see, I have some dark sections. We're going to put lots of layers on here. This is the start. Hey, Lena. Can only stay for a bit because I'm off. Oh, yeah. It's past midnight. Yeah, doesn't he look cute? I want to do more. Look at him. Little colorful, fluffy guy. I like the looseness of it. So I want to see if I can replicate that. He's cute. So how have you been? I saw you were wearing your brace for your hand. That up. You've been doing more than you should. You're aggravating your fingers again. It's hard not to, eh? I want to put a little bit of more of an orangey color now. So I'm just adding some sienna to that mix. A little bit of yellow, just to change it up a little bit. And let's see. Oh, the arthritis have certainly woken. Oh, because of the cold, I've noticed the same thing with my knees and my fingers. Ever since the cold weather started and the dampness came back, it's been, oh, yeah, we're back to this again. But you got to do what you got to do. I'm going to make a little bit of dark right in here. Corner of his eye. I think I need a smaller brush. And it's been interesting using some of these smaller brushes that I have too. We are creatures of summer. Exactly. Yep. That's for sure. You forget though, isn't that's weird, eh? Oh yes. I forgot. A little bit of this right in there. And I've been having fun with these though. I must admit. Let's see. Dark. I find myself spending more time than I should because I get going in it. And, oh, I got to try this. I got to try that. And then normally it's taking me about an hour and a half, 2 hours sometimes, depending on how detailed it is. But I am enjoying it. think I'm going to do that behind there blue. The challenge is being very fun. Yes, it's very time consuming. Hardly watch TV anymore. I know. But I'm enjoying it, and I'm glad too that I didn't put uh, like a real definite limit on, I have to do so many by such and such a time. Then I think it would have been a chore for me, but I like the way we arranged this. That if life gets in our way, then we don't have to feel bad. We just get back at it later. Because, like you said, you never know what's kind of come up in life, and you kind of have to be kind to yourself. Not you beat yourself up if you miss a day or can't do it for if your fingers are sore or you're not feeling well or you have appointments or So if you guys still want to play along, there's no, okay, I missed the start date. You can still play along. This is an open date, so to speak. You start it when you are ready to start it. Oh, you're doing great. I love your daily. Oh, thanks. Yeah, that was fun. I love the differences between both our styles too. Is cool. So I like that there isn't a prompt where everybody had to do one specific thing each day. And we're both doing whatever creative thing we can think of. And I like that. I think it's more interesting. Because we're all different as artists, different lives, different areas we're living in. So you never know what we're living as far as what's going on in our life, because creating affects what we do with what our life is like, what's being happening around us. So I think that's interesting. It is more authentic when we can follow what inspires us along the way, right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Because we're not all the same. There's so many variables that affect you when you're creating stuff. You can't expect that person to be doing the same thing. And we've got different things we want to paint too. Like you're doing the oils, I'm doing the acrylics. So we got to play with what we got or what we're interested in. And this is strictly a learning experience for me. Like if you want to excel with something that you're interested in, you do have to do more of that one thing. You can't just do one painting and didn't work out, then you just drop it because it didn't work out. No. You have to take a while, play with it, see why it didn't work out, try other ways of doing it. Like you, changing your paints, trying different mediums, that type of thing. When do you like to paint? I like to get down here in the morning. Now with me, I find when this is going to sound funny. I find I have to be down here when my dogs are napping. 'Cause they're little buggers. Like oh, that's my own fault. I baby them and they want me to be there on the couch or in the same room. And if I'm not there, they whine. And it drives me nuts when I'm trying to do art. Well, there's a little area right here. Is more. There it kind of wisps around his little beak. And this is the first time I'm doing this one, so it may not work. I don't know. But I'm going to try it. Because that's how we learn. I may do it a few times. You're watching me do this for the first time, this one. And each piece that I do is something to learn. So I may go over things. You may see things I do that maybe you wouldn't do, or you can see different things that you would do differently and would probably be easier, maybe. That's quite possible. All right. Let's put in some of that purple. So there's a little ring right around his little eye here. That's fun. It's very colorful, I must say. Let's see, right in here. This little bit of ring around his eye. And then I probably go back over top of it with maybe a little bit more white. I think it has to be darker there. I like to figure out ways of doing things. So a lot of time I will paint over and over and over until I get it, until I figure it out. I love a challenge. So I think this is more of a dark purple with maybe a little bit of dark in there. Maybe a little bit of blue. Same with here. A little bit of blue in there. And in there. A little bit darker right in here. And a lot of times you'll be doing these too, and you'll be like it'll look ugly. Don't worry about it. That happens with pretty much every painter. As you get into this ugly stage, I think he's getting in there now. But it will get better because these are just the initial colors that we're putting in. Let's see, a little bit of this umber or sienna. Make sure you have just the right amount of water on your brush too when you're working with this. Bit of that over there. And then a little bit of purple again. Mixing it up. There. I'm going to put some purple in here too, and then a little bit of the white on top, or the cream. So a little bit of cream right in here. I guess I should let that dry a bit. Yeah. I don't know when to stop. Okay, let that part dry. I'm going to put a little bit of blue in this eye part here. It's blue and purple. In there. All right. Now, I'm going to take a bigger brush and let's see, a little bit. Just looking at my brushes here, I guess I could take, let's take a flat. Kind of that reddish purple, almost a plum shade, I would call it, right in here. Need a little bit of water with my mix here because I want to cover that the grain of the canvas. Just like that. So along the bottom area. Put a little bit of white in there, maybe. Mix it up. That's cool. I like when the colors mix on the canvas. Just fill your canvas or your brush full of color. That. And then brighter blue down here. This is cerulean blue. I love this color. We'll mix it in there. More stronger down on the bottom here. His feet are kind of a shadow color, I guess you could say. This is a bit of a softer brush, so a bit of blue in there. Might have to put a couple coats, we'll see. Be very, very colorful. And then, yeah, maybe a little bit of lighter blue in the body area here, just to get some color in there. And then we'll do some sweeping of color. A little bit of color in there. And then a little bit of a lighter shade in here. This is, again, just the base. We're going to cover it with lots of layers. I think it's cute. A bit lighter in the center, I think. There. All right. looking pretty good. I'm just gonna, I think I'll just put the blue right down in here. And then we'll put the toes in the whatnot in the on top. It's cute. So there's our base coat. I'll put a little bit of, so I want as much of the background in that canvas covered as possible. I don't like to see those marks. So I'll just scrub in a few areas here because those are going to be covered up anyways. So, hey, Rhonda. Good to see you. Okay. Now I could play with, let me think. I'm thinking of what I can use. Maybe I'll try this one. This is the Terry Harrison Golden Wizard. And it's very fluffy, and you want that when you're doing lots of fur, hair, that type of thing, feathers. It gives you nice texture. So let's mix up some white. And let's see, you just have to make sure you're going the right direction. And let's see. Let's see. May not be the exact same thing as the picture, but it doesn't have to be. Let's see what we can do here. Just experiment. Okay. Down here. Like that. A little bit of tufts in there. He's very fuzzy. Few in here. And some purple just in here. Some blue. It's looking funny. I don't know if I like it yet. Uh, let's see. Some white. A little bit in there. Trying to make them fluffy. Yeah. A little bit of purple. Okay. Let's do this. I think I need. I think I need something a little more controllable. Let's try this fan brush. I want to do a little bit of that purple, but I don't want to getting away from me. So that. Hey, Dot. Oh, sorry, Dot. Keep forgetting. You and the spooky eyes don't. don't like them. A little bit of darker there. And some white. I think I'm overworking it. Let's see. Let's get some more white. Bring it in here a little bit. This is a funny one. All right. Let's get some dark here for his beak. Just along the sides in there. A little bit of white. Like that. All right, let's get my small brush and we'll do the eyes for Dot. All right. So nice, bright. That's green. It's yellow. It's more of a, might have to get some red out. Or orange. Let's see. Gold. Where did I put my red? Did I just touch the mic? Well, let's put some yellow in to start. So, or white, because I want this to be clean looking. So just going around his eyeball, his iris. Like so. And don't worry too much about how perfectly round it is, because you can always, we're going to put black on there, so you can always fix it. It's midnight in the UK. You're a night owl. I want it brighter. I need orange. Let me see if I can find some. Red. Oh, there's an orange. Let's try this. I got an orange here. Bright Viridian. Vermilion. That'll should do it. Nice bright color. Put in there. Let's see. I'm not worried about I'm more worried about the color than I'll just paint over that. I'll have to let that dry. And then let's try that. She's a shapeshifter. Let's do a little bit of white with that bright yellow for some lighter areas. So right in here. And then that bright more of a goldish color, I would say. Right in here. And right in there, it's a little bit around there. Kind of goes into a more of a brownish color where it's shaded. Fairly dark, actually. Let's see. Maybe some sienna in there. That's a little better. Just putting that yellow over top of it. It kind of blends it in a little bit. I'm going to take some, what's this, brown, I think, in here. It does get quite dark in there. Just a smidgen. And in here. A little bit of water to my brush. I think I like the details probably the best when I do painting. I like detail. That would be dark in here. A little bit of water in my brush. Very dark in here. And the same with this. Here. A little bit of that bright color right in here. And around the pupil. And a little bit of that, a little bit of this. White. that bright yellow right in there. Like that. Now let's put the pupil in. Black here. Here we go, dot. Fixing the eye for you. I think I'm making this guy pupil a little bit big. Oop. Okay. A little bit. Gotta change the shape a little bit on this one. I think that's good. All right, now I'm going to do the edges. So I want a fairly small brush here. Let's see. Around the eyeball. Holding my breath. Well, this is a totally different style than what I typically do. But I wanted to try it. Not the best, but you got to try things. If you don't try them, you'll never know. Have to fix that. A little bit wonky there. He's got a sty. Let's see if I can fix that. Oop. I'm making it worse. All right. Now I can take a little bit of that blue. Right in here, it's kind of more blue. Let's do some purple in there too. And then we'll purple. Oh, that's black. It's hard to tell purple and black when you got it on a palette. Same as this one here. And then I'll go back over it. Just a little bit of lighter colors. And then some of the white. A little bit finer marks. Add some yellow in that, but I'm going to leave it. A little bit of white. You could almost use your Poscas for this part, really. A little bit of kind of his eyebrows. Cute. I'm going to get a little bit bigger brush, round. Let's see. Here we go. And a little bit of the white. A little bit. Let's see. Just a few marks. A little more defined marks. Not as fine looking. Oops. Just in here. I think it needed it. I'm determined to get this the way I want. This is why it takes me longer than what I should let it, because I'm stubborn and I want to get it the way I want. So there. A little more of the white in here. I'm going to put a little bit more white there on his nose. And some more black. Right in here. And I'm going to take this brush again, the Filbert, or not Filbert, Grainer. And what do I want to do? Maybe some purple. I want purple in here, I think. Put water on my brush. It's kind of a Halloween bird. Owl. It's cute. I like them. here. There. Loop it into there. And right. That. And maybe this. Bring this out a little bit so it's doesn't look like it's so like that. That's a little better. And then maybe some blue. Let's see. A little blue in there also. Maybe some white. A little bit of the sienna color and the purple mixed together. Let's see what we get of that. And this can go in here. Yeah, that's better. A few marks in here. Let's put that. Nice and dark. And then just around there, like that. I think. A few little wisps up there. Yeah, he's cute. All right, let's put some glint in his eyeballs there. So I have a little mark here, and there, and there, like that, and maybe on the edge here a little bit. Like that. Now, I could put a little bit of shine in the bottom of the eyelid here just a bit. Right in there. And then black. Just to touch it up a bit. Like that. I think this needs to be a little thicker. Like that. Darker in there. That's where his beak is. We'll just put a little dabs in there just so that you notice it a little more. And maybe a little bit. Let's see. Dark. Right around the bottom, I think. The edge needs to be black. All right. What do you think? Oh, I gotta put his little, well, I don't necessarily have to put his feet in, but see, there's his feet there. You see the little toes? So kind of, yeah, I guess I could put a little foots here. And then we can just looks like his little legs are there. Right here. It's not really recognizable, but I don't know if it does anything or not. Let's see. And a little bit of black underneath. Right there. There. It's kind of hard to figure out what they are, but we'll stick it in anyways. We'll put nails on them. A little bit highlight. What do you think? Does that look good? Can you recognize them as little feet? I can always throw some little. There. Thanks, guys. Yeah, I think he turned out cute. A little colorful little guy. Yeah, it's not bad for the first time. It's pretty good, I guess. I could play with it. Try different ways of, you always look at it for a while and then, well, let's try this. Let's put a little bit of white in certain areas. Chest area might have a little bit more white in there. Kind of play with things, don't you? That's what I find. Better leave it. I'm gonna wreck it. When you're not sure if it's finished, then you need to leave it, and then you can come back to it later and play with it. His name is Furball. Purpurea? Furball Purpurea. Let's put my John Henry on here. There we go. Yeah, it turned out pretty good for my first attempt on a very whimsical little guy. So that's number 21, 22. I know I'm behind one for some reason. Oh, no, I did figure it out. The beach chairs is the first one I did, but I didn't count it. And so all of my videos and everything are the way they are. So I'm technically behind one, but that's okay. And I gave that one away anyways to my daughter-in-law for her birthday. So I think that's it. So as you can see, it went through many ugly stages, but I think it turned out pretty good for considering it. I wanted to keep it very loose and not get too involved in detail. So I think it turned out the way I wanted it to. So try yours. You can do it on paper too, but give it a try. It's fun. There's a traceable if you don't want to trace it. There is a traceable on the membership on Patreon and on YouTube membership. And there's links down below if you want to check them out, see what it's all about. And I appreciate everyone that has been supporting me there. And you'll be seeing a whole lot more coming up soon. I've got a bunch of videos I just have to edit, and then I'll be putting them up there. Thanks for staying, Lena. You must be exhausted. Go to bed. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate everyone that has tuned in. And we'll see you next time. Have a fantastic weekend, everybody. Bye for now.